Welcome back to Oops, I Bought It Again. This is the show where our hearts sing, our wallets cry, and our shelves get just a little bit more crowded. We talk all things retail here.
Retail.
Sometimes it's regret purchases, those things that we bought and kind of let us down. Sometimes it's things that we buy for no apparent reason. Sometimes it's things that bring us joy, and at times it's all of the above. Today's guest is diving deep into the hallowed ground of the record store. That's
Vintage record store?
right, we're talking music today, and his obsession for the vinyl is pretty extensive. So much so that he's bought retail fixtures to display his collection. This is good. And I have a store experience at home of my own that we'll also discuss briefly here. It's going to be good. So buckle up. But first, I'm going to introduce you to today's guest. All right, so I want to welcome Greg to the show today.
How are you?
I'm good.
Love it. I'm super excited. Been waiting for this.
I feel the
Counting
excitement.
Count it down.
I know. You've been waiting.
Been waiting.
Okay.
We're here to talk about great things.
You are. And this is a really fun one, you guys,
Yeah.
because this episode is what this show is about. It's about things that you buy. Well, I mean, things that you buy and don't need, first off. But if it gives you the feels of the joy, am I right?
Right.
Like, you can find a million reasons why it was wrong, but it felt so right.
It does.
And your hobby has taken over a lot of real estate.
Taking over my life, taking over my living room.
This liquid is taking over humanity.
It's a whole retail store, folks. You're going to see in a minute. But before we dive deep into the trenches of Greg's obsession, it's a good one, I want to play a game.
Okay.
So our game today is called Sleeve It or Leave It.
Sleeve it or leave it.
So Greg's on the music train. We'll go deeper in this in a minute. But to stay on theme, I felt the need to decide, are these things I'm going to show you something that you're going to sleeve and preserve and savor for life? Or is it something you'd be like, nah, just leave it behind. I don't need it. I'm going to give you two options in each frame here. And you're going to decide which one you'd keep and which one you would leave.
Let's do it.
So our first one in Sleeve It or Leave It, you have a $25 mystery box of random used vinyl. Now, there's no returns on this. Or a guaranteed $25 reissue of a classic album, but you already own it.
I would say I'm going to go with the classic album that I already own. And why I'm like this, I love things in pristine condition. I think it goes back to how I grew up. I started collecting baseball cards when I was young, and it's all about keeping the corners nice and keeping it pristine. I've seen some random boxes where it looks like it literally fell off the back of a truck.
What if it was like a really good one? What if you could even get like that one sought after? Like
Okay,
there's
that's a
one in
different story,
million.
but those usually aren't in a $25 mystery box.
The odds
'cause
aren't working for you.
Those are. It's usually the corners look pretty bad. It looks like a dog caught a homework type of an example type of vinyl. So I would go with the reissue of a classic album.
Okay,
album I
so you have
already
a spare, just in case, right?
own. Yeah.
Okay, I'm
Gotta
here
have
for
a
that.
backup.
Okay, so the next one here. We have front row seats to see a legendary tribute band. Or you're saving that money for one rare vinyl grail on Discogs.
Believe it or not, I'm going to pick the front row on this one because as much as I love music, I love the experience and what that brings to your brain and how it makes you feel for that day. And I've never had front row till me and my wife went to Amsterdam. We got to see Dave Matthews Band front row.
And in Amsterdam on top of that. That's like a whole experience.
There's no words to put it. You could feel the music. They're so close, it almost feels like the sweat could just fall on you. That's how close you are. So I would pick that experience, that memory, versus a rare vinyl grail that you could get at any time, at any point.
Any day.
Yeah.
I like that because I feel like we put too much emphasis on the things and not enough on the experiences.
It's the
like time
experience.
spent, it's like the most valuable thing
It's everything. It's the hype, waiting for the event. It's the night before. It's like Christmas. You know what you're going to do the next day. All you're going to think about is you have front row seats to your favorite band. And usually when you go to a concert, you're so far back that you need binoculars to see the band. Where I've never been a front row except this one time. Best experience of my life.
No, I'm totally with you. There was a show that we went to back when my husband and I, like on our first away date.
Yeah.
And this venue, like it was one of those ones that like you could actually sit and have like a little table up at the front and you're like right there
Little
with the band.
setting.
We had a full meal,
Yeah.
but I've never experienced a show like
it's the
that.
whole day.
Yeah, totally. I totally support that. All right, let's go for the next one.
Okay.
Okay, our final one in Sleeve It or Leave It. We have a $40 deluxe picture disc pressing of your favorite album or a $40 vintage band tee from a thrift shop.
I would go the record on this one, only because maybe it's my body dysmorphia with me, where I just feel like clothes don't look good on me.
Not a fan of the shirt.
Not a fan of the shirts. Concert shirts don't fit right, no matter what size you get. You can literally get the size above that you normally wear. They just don't fit right. They're not comfortable. They're usually overpriced. $40 would be a steal. Usually shirts are like $80 at a concert, so $40, you must have got a half off sale. I would take the deluxe picture disc because you can enjoy it. It seems like, once that shirt goes through the washer machine a couple times, it's going to fit even worse. Where that picture disc, if you keep it nice, keep it preserved, you'll be able to enjoy it for years to come. Where that shirt, that concert shirt, you're not going to be able to enjoy it for years to come. Yeah.
Like, can we sidestep for a minute here? Because we're on the shirt train.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I love concert T-shirts. Sure. My husband's got a million of them. I've got a million. Like, we're fans.
They look amazing.
However, the trend now of a music shirt, like, we have a rule in our house. If you don't know 3 songs, you can't wear the artist. That's the rule. But, like, you see, like, kids in all the shirts. I mean, my daughter even wears them, and so we're hypocrites. But if you're wearing a Nirvana shirt and you can't name 3 songs, can you really wear it?
Can you really wear the Nirvana shirt? Yeah.
It's like when we have Jersey Day around here, I don't ever wear a jersey because I don't follow it.
Their last championship, and they're like, and take the jersey off.
If I were choosing to be a fan, I would be, Niners, Giants, Warriors, just because that's what I was raised on. But I don't follow any of it, so I feel like that's like, I'm not a poser. I'm not going to wear... So no, I don't do it. But it's interesting because now it's just like, it's a trend, you know?
It's a trend.
I don't know. But
it's a vintage store type of feel.
Totally went out in left field there, but.
That's out of left field.
All right, Greg.
Yeah.
So.
Yes.
You've brought some things here.
I did bring some things.
I also have some photos here that we'll go through.
Yeah.
But let's start. Why don't you tell me about your purchase? Like, what is it's not a regret.
No.
But your rabbit hole. Let's call it a rabbit hole.
I would say it's a rabbit hole. Well, because I came from that CD generation, our age. I used to go to the warehouse and buy used CDs, and I used to love doing that. Find my favorite band, and vinyls just weren't big in the 90s. They were big in the 70s.
Beforehand,
big in the 80s.
yeah, but the CD replaced it.
Then there was the digital age, but then vinyls kind of made a comeback. And what I love about vinyl is the artwork. It's literally a piece of artwork. I love how it's larger than a CD. CD's small little size. You could hold it, you could touch it. I love preserving it. I just love the feel of it. They sound different. I know there's crazy people. It's a nostalgic thing. People that go, I love CDs, I love vinyl. I think vinyl has
How do you feel about 45s?
Yeah, 45s, a little small. A little small of those. But I don't have too many 45s. I just go with the box sets or 12-inch disc on that one. But yeah.
Okay, so you collect vinyl.
I do.
How did this start?
It started actually when I worked here. I won a contest here. I won a gift card. And I'm like, I went, my wife now, she was my girlfriend at the time. I'm like, I'm going to buy a record player. And she's like, are you going to buy a record player? I'm like, yeah, I'm going to buy a record. And then I bought a record player. And then the habit just exploded from that point there.
Well, you made use of your purchase.
I got to buy this record, but then I need to buy this record. And then it just started to like, oh, but this one's going to sound really good. And I got to get this version. And it just, and now we're up to like 400 records now. And it's become a hobby. I love collecting it. I love getting collector's editions.
It hasn't just become a hobby. It's become a retail experience.
It's called a record store.
It's fun. It brings me joy. I love keeping them nice. Where most people just throw records in a crate. I brought a crate today, but I don't store them in crates because you can only hold so many. I started it with a crate, but then you can only hold like 20. And you're like, well, once you fill that up, then you got to go buy another crate. Then
Do you listen to them?
I do. I listen to them. It's not like they just sit there. I try to rotate them out. I pick random ones. I catalog all my records on Discogs, as you mentioned earlier.
I want to find the song Landslide by Fleetwood Mac. I have to remember that I bought it for someone in the fall of 1983, pile.
Where it's like A to Z. It's a way to catalog all your records of who you have.
And the values.
The values of them. And kind of, it's like, I think it fits into my collecting type of habit, like just kind of with my baseball cards, where you want to know the value of this card. You want to keep it in the best condition. You want to try to get it in the highest condition you could possibly get. And so you want to get the records without bent corners or rips, because vinyls could look like they've fallen off a truck or something like that. But the ones that are in pristine conditions could go for, you'll be surprised, hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars, and you're like, a record? Because they go out of print. And once they stop making them, that's when the collectors really start to explode. And that's where it takes.
Right, these are worth at least,
I
don't
know what
15,
they're worth.
20.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to bring up some photos here in a minute because I think people need to understand when we say a retail experience, you guys.
Well, this is what I was going for.
This is what I mean is like.
This is what I was going for.
It brings him joy. He buys it. He doesn't need all the ones he needs.
Yeah.
But now it's like, where do you put them? What do you do? You're seeing them in your thing. And it's like he has his own record store. Like,
Actually, I own a record store.
Fun.
and I have my own retail store at home. We'll talk about that later. But I'm going to bring these photos up, and then I want you to show us some of the stuff that you have brought.
Sure.
All right, guys. Welcome to Greg's Record Store. So here we have
AKA
some
my living
photos.
room.
Yeah. But can we get a moment for these fixtures here? Because these are like what you would see in the record store. He has them filed, but note at the top, like you have these logos at the top that are the legit logos of the artist. You have these special. Tell us about this.
Well, this is something like, as you can see here, you got U2, you got Jimi Hendrix and Aerosmith. This is just bought on Etsy. These people that have 3D printers nowadays.
So you're supporting local.
I supporting local, going on Etsy, and these artists got Nightmare Before Christmas. You got to go with Beetlejuice, classic soundtrack. That's a Target edition. Halloween sounds. They have Walmart editions. They have Target editions. They have Barnes and Noble editions.
Who usually has the best editions?
I would say like Target and Walmart have the best, where it's usually limited. What's great about those, if you pull them out, well, I'll show you that you can pull out. They're all decorative and they look like artwork. Even the record looks like artwork when you pull it out. It's not a black boring. I don't like the black boring ones. If I could get a limited one where it's full of color and it looks like artwork, I'll go with that edition over a black edition.
Any day.
Any day.
Okay,
yeah.
so you have a record, but you'll have more than one of them. What
Yeah, I
record do you
actually
have
brought
the
some
most
that actually-
versions of, you'd say?
I would say I'm a huge Beatles fan and Dave Matthews Band fan. And so I would say the most I have, and soundtracks too. I love soundtracks. There's a whole section on soundtracks, movie soundtracks. I love the sounds of the movies. I always loved watching movies as a kid. And so it's playing the music of, not only, it's like blending multiple things together. It's blending the love of movies that I love and the music that's in those movies, and now you can enjoy it. And when you listen to the soundtrack, it's like watching the movie in your head all over again because you're hearing the music.
Yeah, you're feeling all the feels.
You're feeling all the feels of what the movie does for you, and so that's what I love about that.
So like,
Yeah.
okay, like Dave Matthews.
Yeah.
Give me a Dave Matthews record that you have more than one of.
Here's a great example. Here's one of their famous albums, Before There's Crowded Streets.
And that's sealed?
And this is sealed, and I purposely kept it sealed because this is a limited edition 25th anniversary. This was only available from their website. Dave Matthews Band sells their records directly from their website, or you could go buy them from Target or Walmart. But the ones that are sold from their website are very limited. It's already sold out. If you were to open this one up, it would be red and blue vinyl on it, but I kept it sealed. I have this record, so you have to buy another copy of it.
Like
It's
money in the bank.
It's money in the bank, and so I kept it sealed, and you just.
So
keep
how
it.
many copies of that, like
I
that
have-
audio, I guess
have
I would
two
say?
of that one. I
Okay.
have one that I could listen to, and a collector's edition of it. I don't buy three. There is other editions. They have clear and they have different ones, but I didn't want to go 3, 4, 5.
Do you have
60.
3 or 4 or 5 of any of them?
No, I
Not
didn't go
that
that
deep yet.
crazy because it's
Not yet.
at that point it's just redundancy at that point.
Well, like, okay, I keep getting served different ads for the new Taylor Swift, which is funny because don't tell anyone, but
Taylor will
I'm
have
not
a
a big
Target
Swiftie.
edition, but then she'll
Like,
have a Walmart edition.
Yeah,
then
like,
she'll
and
have a
there's all
Barnes
these
Noble
different
edition,
ones, and I'm
she'll
like-
have Taylor Swift's edition if you buy it from Taylor Swift.
Right. It's crazy
So-
all the ads I get. And it's
Mm-hmm.
like, I guess just my age, like everyone, I'm not against her, but I'm not running for it. Like, but I find it interesting because I didn't realize how many different versions there are
Yes.
until I started getting
Yeah.
sent the ads. But
bunch.
yeah. Okay. So what else do you have over there? Do you have some other ones
this
you'd like
is
to
a
show
fun
me?
one. So again, it's a mix of my baseball. So here's an edition that came out. This is the Rolling Stones, but they did a
Oh, that's
Dodgers.
cool.
They did a Dodgers edition.
No, I
And
love
so,
that in the
again,
whole image.
I'm going to keep this record sealed. This is their new Hackney Diamonds album. This is the one that came out when they're now in their 80s. It's a great album, by the way. They're still in their 80s and they're rocking.
How do you find these? Do they find you?
This
or?
one, I follow the Stones, and so they'll post it like on social media, or they'll post it. I follow their websites, or you'll hear about it on social media. They'll usually post it. They did an edition for all teams. So if you're a Giants fan, a Cardinals fan, a Yankees fan, this color would change. This is the Dodgers color.
Okay.
It's blue, red, and it looks all Dodgers, and their logos here. But there's Yankees.
That's really neat.
Red Sox, they sold out because there's fans that love the Rolling Stones, but then also love baseball. And so they bought the Boston Red Sox edition. But they were great for gifts because if your dad's a St. Louis Cardinals fan,
it's
you bought him
personal.
the Cardinals edition. He's a Stones fan and he's a Cardinals fan, and it kind of blends those two worlds together.
I'm here for the collabs like that. Okay, what else do you have over there?
I got. So this is fun. So here's another thing where it's like, did I really need it? Okay, so here's Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon, right? One of the most classic records. But what's
like
great
that
about
in our
this
studio.
is this was the 50th anniversary edition. So this is one I actually listened to and I took out, and so I can show you. We'll take it out here. And so this is why you buy editions like this. So this one is very colorful. And it has the triangles, and it's all decorative.
I like the clear.
This is clear, and so this is what I do too. It's my OCD-ness, I would say. I put all my records in a sleeve. Usually, when you buy a record, it comes in a
that's
real
what you were telling me about the rice paper.
These are the rice paper sleeves.
So what do you do with the old ones?
So you don't scratch up the record, because usually when you buy a record, it comes in a paper sleeve, and that's real scratchy. And so every time you're sliding the record out of the sleeve, you're doing small little scratches in it, in a sense.
Do you just throw the old ones that it comes in away?
Yeah, if it's paper, I throw it away. Why keep it? I'm never going to use it. It makes it easy when it's a paper one. Sometimes they'll do the lyrics on the paper sleeve, so it's like, oh, now I got to keep it, and so then I have to kind of shove it into it, and you keep it part of the set, and then it kind of makes it full, and it's hard, and yeah, I don't like that, but you got to keep it because it's a part of what they were trying to go for at that stage.
Okay, I think we have time probably for about one more. What's your next favorite?
Okay, I would say here's another one where it's like, okay, so there's two of them. So there's another Stones one. So I went to this concert. This is the Rolling Stones concert from the 1990s. I saw them at Dodger Stadium, and I saw them in San Diego.
Twice.
This is a record that I bought twice. So they released it, and there were certain songs that they put on the first one. But then I wanted this one because, again, huge Dave Matthews fan. Dave came and sung a song with the Rolling Stones.
Oh, that's
cool. And so it was only able to get
another
on this
collab.
one. It was another collab. And so Dave's on this one where he's not on the. So now I own really two of the same concert, but there's a little slightly different set list.
Different spin on it.
Different spin, but it's definitely fun. Yeah.
Oh, that's super cool.
Yeah.
Every time that my husband goes to a concert, he comes back and will make the actual playlist from the concert as well and save it so he can remember that specific time. Like he's seen Rush, I don't even know how many times. I'm bad at remembering numbers, but a ton. And he has all the set lists.
Here's a soundtrack. Here's Across the Universe. Again, the Beatles movie that came out where these actors sing Beatles songs. I don't know if you've ever seen this movie. It's amazing. But these actors sung the Beatles songs, and this was called a record store day. So this one's limited. There's only about 2,000 of these. This one's 14, 15. It makes it even more limited. This one's already sold out. You can't get it. This will go for a couple $100 on Discogs, and it just makes it more of a collector's item.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I have something to show you because, when you started talking about this and I saw the pictures, I was like, okay, I am not the only person who turns their house into a retail experience. Sure. I do ridiculous things.
If it brings you joy, right?
Yeah, we've established this. People judge. It's fine. You can judge as much as you like because let me tell you, I have, and we've brought this up before, like a little Sephora bathroom in our house. These are some photos, like, top left there, you can see where I was still working it, but we went deep down the rabbit hole of skincare, and my daughter loves it. I love it, but we have
walls to look like Sephora store.
Yeah, I mean, you have so many products.
It brings you joy.
Yeah,
right?
and so much. You only have so much cupboard space. So I thought, well, how can we incorporate this as decor? It looks pretty cluttered the way that it's collaged here, but it's all spread out throughout the wall. We have like the clear things. Okay, also I have a very large glasses collection. And, I think last time I checked, I'm at about 50 pairs of glasses. If you're wearing them, you need them to be on trend or matching at least. So I actually bought the full retail thing. This one has mirrors at the top. This isn't the greatest photos of it, but it spins and it does all the things.
Why
and
not, right?
It makes it so much easier if you just have your
own. If you didn't
own.
store it in something like this, it would just be on a counter somewhere and they'd get destroyed and scratched and stepped on or something,
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like it's an
you
easy.
spent money on something that you ended up stepping on because you didn't just store it correctly.
It's
Same
useful.
thing with records. If you don't store it correctly, it could just fall off. something.
Yeah.
Break it.
It's just keeping, taking care of your stuff. But
Yeah.
okay, so I know you took time out of your day to be here.
Of course.
And I like to reward my
But this is
guests
fun.
for
This
time
is fun.
spent.
Yeah.
So there's a little present there for you in that orange bag. Now, if you're new here on the show, folks, this is the point in the show where we reward our guests with some really ridiculous gifts. Some of these are from my personal shelf of shame. Some of these are things
Kid,
I
open it
see.
right now?
Yeah, go ahead and open it. We'll talk through it.
Okay.
So
look at
I
that.
felt like you needed some David Bowie
Who
socks.
doesn't need David Bowie socks?
Yeah, they'll like fancy up any work outfit. They're on the music
Little
theme.
microphone to sing while you're listening to your
To your
record.
things. Yes,
Yeah,
you've got that.
yeah. Oh, look at that.
You've got some Iron Maiden socks
Look at that.
because I like Iron Maiden. And then, okay, so these, that I just thought that was fun. So Greg and I
kinda
used
like
to
an
work
easy
together,
button, right?
like back
Yeah.
in the day. Now this is a no talking. You hit it when people just need to knock it off at work.
talking.
Doesn't work, but. Those are a stress toy. I find those very effective in meetings,
That's different.
especially.
Oh, yeah.
That one's like ramen noodles.
Look at that.
Super fun.
Super fun.
The next one's what I'm really
And
excited
last
about.
but not least,
Vinyl coasters.
Look at that.
So now while you're sitting listening to your vinyl, you can have a drink.
the vinyl. I
And
love
have-
coffee. I'm a huge coffee fan.
Yeah, and those are
Love
fun.
it.
I don't know what albums they are, but I felt that you needed those to
Beautiful. Thank you.
to your
That's
collection.
very, very nice of you. That was awesome.
add. Yeah, well, thank you for coming
Oh,
in
of
today and
course,
sharing
anytime.
your
Fun.
shopping.
I love sharing.
And
stuff.
if you find something else, you can come back anytime.
Okay, perfect.
So if you've bought something that's let you down and you've never used, or you've bought something and have quite the collection, maybe it's something you've bought and you just feel like the world needs to hear about, we are here for all the shopping conversations. If you want to reach out and potentially sit here and be a guest on the show, you can reach me at shelfshame@gmail.com, or you can hit me up with a DM over on Instagram. I have my handle here as well. But until next time, we'll see you next week. And this is a place where regret and shopping problems kind of meet. All of those purchases that we buy because we think we need them, we think they're going to change our lives until they don't.
That I thought I needed.
And I never used it again.
Yeah, but I've used this one time.
And so I used it twice.
Where did
cannot
it
do the
end
proper-
up? Yard sale? Goodwill?
I think my sister's garage.
Let's start a little show and tell.
No, I like my cocktails. This is my pitcher, so I can make my cocktails.
The Barbie water bottle and
Why don't you try one on too for the viewers?
Oh, I love it. Let's go through it all.